Y'all can't even see me. I don't know what's going on. Let me see. I'm trying, child. I ain't did this in a long time. I thought my webcam was going to cover it. Apparently, it is not. So, I don't know what's going on. I know my webcam, I don't even know where it's at right now. So, any old way, y'all might can't see me, but y'all can hear me. Right? Because I was coming back to YouTube this year. I really was. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me because I can't see nothing. And they didn't change all this streaming shit. Because, the reason why I don't fuck with the you and the tubes no more is because of all the politics and the yick and yak and frickin' frack. And you gotta do that. Good morning, fam. Hey, daughter, Amara. Listen. And I'm sorry y'all can't see me, but maybe that might be better because I ain't dressed or nothing. Like I said, I planned on returning back to YouTube this year. Just to talk to y'all. I miss, talking to y'all. This ain't why I was supposed to be coming back. And maybe it's good that y'all can't see me because I look a hot damn mess. But I'm just so frustrated because all anybody is talking about is Will Smith slapped Chris Rock on stage. Listen. I have thoughts. Yeah, Pam, I already addressed that. You ain't going to be able to see me. So take it like a podcast and all you can do is hear me. But y'all can interact. I can see that y'all talking to me. Listen. Listen, Linda, listen. Number one. There is never, under any circumstance, is it acceptable for somebody to physically assault somebody else on TV unless that person swung at you first or threatened you. Period. Okay? Now I'm going to get into some gangster shit. Okay? You can't. How do I want to put this? Like, I'm so frustrated because I just got in an argument with like 5 people on Facebook, and I was like, I'm not doing this shit with y'all because y'all still got ghetto mentality and thought that shit was cool. It wasn't. First of all, Will Smith and Chris Rock was not 2 niggas at the Compton swap meet. These are professionals at the highest level of fame, at the highest level of their games, at an industry event. So for lack of a better word, these niggas was at work. Okay? You at work. Chris Rock made a joke. Oh, hey, delicately blessed. Oh, yeah. Bring on the helmets and bring on the best because the Oscars going to be mayo as hell. We're going to get into all of that. But first, I wanted to get into that because there's so many people defending Will Smith and got so much respect for him. He should have did that, this and this and this. Over what, a joke? Keep that same energy that y'all keep about them damn Kardashians with all their business being out in the street. Because for real, that's why Will did it. It wasn't because he felt like he disrespected Jada. He been disrespected so many goddamn times over Jada. He had a nigga moment. And then y'all watch the Boondocks, he had a nigga moment. In West Philadelphia, born and raised. You can take folks out the hood. You can't take the hood out the folk. And Will Smith been suppressing that hood for a long ass time. For a long ass time. I think that was a build-up because earlier, Regina Hall made a joke about their marriage when she was doing the whole thing about the single. People was like, well, Will, you married, but Jada said it was cool, and Jada laughed at that, kiki, ha, ha, ha. But you put everything in the public eye. Now, mind you, I want you to know, Will is the A-lister, not Jada. We love Jada from the hood and from a different world and poetic justice and all that. But Jada is not the A-lister. Will is. So you and your red table talks and I want to share on Instagram my stories about alopecia. Ain't that many people knew about that like you thought they did, sis. That many people did not know about that. In fact, Chris Rock, did not know that was the reason she was bald. But let's keep it a buck. Jada, you've been wearing your hair short your whole life. It wasn't an alopecia joke. It was a shaved head joke that went over many people's heads because some of these young millennials and shit don't even know what G.I. Jane is. Yeah, and Will laughed at the joke too. So it was something else. Will Smith had a nigga moment. And everybody is entitled to have them. The thing being is this is a professional event. The Oscars, as much as we want to call it a celebration, just like the Super Bowl is when they win, you are at work. This is your career. You are at work. Now, I'm not saying if you felt the way, I didn't think the joke was that bad. I've heard Chris Rock go in on people way worse. And ain't nobody get up and slap Ricky Gervais. And Ricky Gervais used to be downright disrespectful when he was hosting shit. But you are at work. The Oscars is to promote and sell these movies, is for people that get nominated and win to increase their paychecks, for designers to be noticed so they can get other jobs dressing people. This is, for lack of a better word, that's why it's televised. That's why they do all of this shit. You at work, you're advertising. You make that kind of money just like professional wrestlers and professional athletes get paid that kind of money because they are putting their body on the line. You are getting paid that much money because you bring in box office and you are supposed to be representing something different. What's up, Sweet November? Time and place, delicately blessed. That's what I'm getting to. So that's what I'm getting to in a long way. You could have, hey, sir, I said it wrong every time, Super Vans. Time and place. Now, obviously, Chris Rock was going backstage after that. Obviously, with you being Will Smith and an Oscar nominee, you were eventually going to run into him backstage or in the green room or at a party. Now, if you wanted to slap him after that, knock yourself out. Not on live global television where everybody can see you. You had a nigga moment. But you are at work. This is your job, just like Chris was at his. Now, King of Pendragon, agreed. Hey, King Drea, agreed. Now, I'm going to get into that. Because everybody want to say it's not a race thing. Oh, the fuck it's not. The fuck it's not. Okay, so I want to get into that. Had it been somebody else besides Chris Rock, or even for that matter, because I'm not going to say it's because it was Chris Rock, because people are saying he wouldn't have did that to Steve Harvey or D.L. Hughley. He might have. Would he have did it to Ricky Gervais or Steve Martin or Jimmy Fallon? No. Because he had a nigga moment, not a dumb nigga moment. I'm going to repeat that. Because he had a nigga moment, not a dumb nigga moment. Because if that would have been a white comedian, he did that, that would have went a whole totally different way. Your ass wouldn't have been there to accept that award, I'll tell you that much, for free. Here's another thing that I'm going to get into of why it does have to do with race. This is the first time that a black man was the director of the Oscars. Okay? First time in history. First time in history, black man was in charge of all the Oscars. And what did that black man do? I'm going to uplift everybody. We're going to have performances with people of color and presenters. We got DJs. We got musicians in a band. We got an orchestra that's being conducted by two black men. We got the people bringing up the awards, the students from HBCU. The in memoriam was sung by Howard's choir. This man came out here to represent. And all anybody is talking about is the nigga moment. So y'all might as well go ahead and get hashtag Oscar So White ready, because it's going back. Right, delicately blessed. This was an important moment, and not just for black people, for brown people, for women. Look at all these amazing things that happened. You had Ariana DeBose won, who was the first Afro-Latina openly gay person, well, first openly gay person to win anyway, and her speech was so moving. You had the first deaf actor win. You had only the third female ever win Best Director. You got Questlove from the legendary Roots crew won an Oscar. The man that won the Oscar for documentary short, that documentary was about a black woman, y'all. This was huge. Not to mention Drive My Car. So we had a lot of Asian representation as well. We had representation for black, brown, queer, Asian, the disabled, because Coda and the deaf. This was huge. Nobody is listening. Now, you know this is some bullshit when ain't nobody talking about Beyonce's opening performance, and y'all know I ain't even a Beyonce fan, but she laid that shit the fuck out. Another thing I'm going to say on, because I am upset the Questlove's moment was stepped on, because I'm going to have to now go back and watch the speech. But there was so many other great moments in the Oscars that, like, first of all, I was actually enjoying the Oscars for the first time in probably like 15 years. I thought Wanda Sykes and Regina Hall was pretty funny. Amy Schumer, not so much, but with her being able to bounce off of them, she did a lot better. That was cool. That's another thing. 3 female hosts, 2 of which was black, 1 of which was queer. This was huge for us. For a nigga moment to bring it all down. Overshadow everything. Hey, Sweet November. Hey, the Mighty Sip. Over everything. Everything. Overshadow everything. Overshadow your own win. And I'm going to tell you this. The only reason why he was not escorted out after he did that is because people ain't stupid. Now, I know the envelope says so-called sealed or whatever, and they don't actually know who's going to win until the moment of. But please know, there are people bet on the Oscars in Vegas. Like, people run stats. By the time the Oscars come from the other awards and Critics' Choice and Golden Globes and all these other ones, by the time the Oscars come, you damn near know who's going to win the Oscar. It was forecasted he was going to win tonight. Or we was going to win the Oscar. It was forecast Will Smith is finally going to get his Oscar. The only reason why he wasn't removed is because had he won, which he did, and somebody would have had to come up there and be like, well, we have to accept this award, that would have drew even more controversy. You done fucked up and slapped, you can't even make your speech. And then your speech basically ended up having to be an apology for what you did, which was a half-ass change the channel apology if I ever heard one. I apologize to the game, but love make you do crazy things. Love ain't make your ass slap August Alsina. Yeah, I said it. Hey, Kyrie Best. Again, for those of y'all just joining, I was coming back to YouTube this year. I was not expecting to do a video, but it was kind of weighing on me, and I just need to get my thoughts off about it. And I didn't check my camera or anything, because y'all know I've been away for a while, so I don't know what's going on, and I was already live and didn't have time to fix it. So take it as a podcast, do something else, and just listen. But back to the bullshit. It was inappropriate. I don't care if Chris Rock would have made a joke about August Alsina. It was inappropriate. You want to act like Big Willie from Philly right now? Do that shit backstage. Do that shit at the after party, man. You stepped on your own moment. Before we even get into how he fucked it up for everybody else, because nobody is talking about anybody, nothing else. You stepped on your own moment. They went. I have a friend that I graduated high school with that actually was there for press. They have things where they have like a Zoom call set up where you're technically invited to the Oscars, but you're not there, but you can come to the press room and ask questions like over Zoom and stuff. And she had literally just posted, she had waited up till 1:30 in the morning to, ask Will Smith his questions, and he wasn't coming. So you supposed to be on the press tour getting interviewed all week, son, all over the place. Good Morning America, everything. You won Best Actor. You only the third black man to do that. Best lead actor. You only the third black man to do that. Morgan Freeman ain't got one. Jeffrey Wright ain't got one. Danny Glover ain't got one. You did that, and you stepped on your own moment. Now you can't even do your little celebratory press tour. And please understand, if any of y'all out there are not African American and do not understand what a nigga moment is, I will refer you to look up the episode for the Boondocks, and if y'all in the live chat can help me and tell the people what the name of the damn Boondocks is, because he had a nigga moment. And believe me, it wasn't just because Chris Rock made that joke. He snapped. And maybe it was some extra added pressure on him, because I know if I was nominated for an Oscar and everybody was thinking I was going to win, that would kind of have a lot of stress on you. And you also clearly wanted one because y'all boycotted the Oscars in 2016 under the guise of Oscars so white, when really it was because Will didn't get nominated for Concussion. Oh, yeah, y'all already know what it is. It's Pynk, nigga. You know I'm coming with all of the receipts. Y'all know that's what I do. And the fact that they did the way they did the in memoriam, they actually had like a little section for Sidney Poitier. Like, this is why I'm so upset. I'm so pissed off. People are saying it's not a race thing. It is, but not in the way you think, Sexy Dex. It is a race thing, because we finally really had an Oscars that was heavily focused on people of color. Bands, DJs, conductors, performances. We started the damn Oscars with Venus and Serena introducing Beyonce. Nigga, that's a BET award type shit. Performing on a tennis court in Compton. That's the blackest thing I'd ever seen on the damn Oscars. Well, except for the nigga moment that was Will smacking Chris Rock in the face. They had Meg Thee Stallion come out on We Need to Talk About Bruno, we don't talk about Bruno, which I thought was a poor choice, because if you was going to do that, and it was all about, because we were celebrating brown people too, then I felt like that probably should have been Cardi B, because at least she is Latina, but whatever, what have you. When I say this was a colorful Oscars, I don't mean because mostly everybody had on bright colored dresses. I mean, it was black, it was brown, it was yellow, it was rainbow. Ricky 647, and that's the point that I'm trying to make, because you had a nigga moment and blew it for all of us. And that's what I'm getting to. They finally let this black man run the Oscars. He did all of this stuff to include all of these people of color and all of these numbers and the in memoriam with the Howard Choir, and it was fantastic. Was it still some boring parts of it? Yes, the Oscars is going to still be some boring parts of it. But that was the most entertaining of the Oscars that I have been in at least 15 years. I'm not joking, and y'all know I'm an award watcher. I started this very channel doing, I didn't start the channel, but when I started being serious and doing reviews and stuff, was because of an award show. That's what I reviewed first. This is me going back to my roots, just getting in front of the camera talking about an award show because I was pissed off that I had nobody to talk to about it. This is how we get to the Jimmy Pynk channel as the way it is right now. So you have to understand, as somebody that watches award shows, that enjoys award shows, even though I haven't for a very long time, this had the much needed pep and rejuvenation that the Oscars needed for everything to be overshadowed. I want to talk about some of the things that we should be talking about that we're not. Yeah, y'all the ones put all y'all business in the street with nobody. You shut up sometime. We not talking about Beyonce's opening. We not talking about Ariana DeBose's speech. We not talking about Questlove's speech. We not talking about I'm sorry, I can't remember the man's name right now, but the gentleman, the deaf gentleman that won for Best Supporting Actor for Coda, which, by the way, his speech was phenomenally moving. We're not talking about the fact that Questlove won an Oscar. We're not talking about the fact that Samuel L. Jackson won a Lifetime Achievement Award. We're not talking about none of the reunions. We had a White Man Can't Jump reunion. We had a Pulp Fiction reunion. We had, what was the other one? But we had all these reunions. Ain't no like Troy Kotzer. Thank you. Troy Kotzer. Yes, say his name. We not talking about Regina Hall and the COVID test skit. I don't care who said that was cringy. That shit was funny as hell to me. We not talking about dude from Euphoria is Australian. I didn't see that coming. I didn't know that dude was Australian. With his fine ass, you know, I like the tall one. Oh, Lord. We're not talking about how everybody that won for Dune was giving all the props to Denis Villeneuve because he really should have been nominated. We're not talking about Billie Eilish performance. We're not talking about Reba McEntire performance. We don't talk about Bruno performance. We not talking about nothing. We not even talking about worst and best dressed. Motherfuckers that don't know shit about the movies and care less will tune in at least to the red carpet to see what folks had on. We not even talking about best and worst dressed. Oh yeah, they did give her props. But we not. Are you serious? Are you serious? Now, before I get up off of here, because I don't want this to be no long video. Like I said, I'm working on getting back into YouTube and doing a proper video, but I just had to get this off my chest. Unless y'all want to talk about it a little bit more. Shit, I lost my train of thought. Oh. With this, I want to bring up Kanye West. because this was actually the first thing I thought about after, oh my God, is this real or is this a skit? This is the reason why Kanye got dropped from the Grammys. Y'all know that, right? This is the reason why Kanye got dropped from the Grammys. Now, I know we done said this. I done said this on this channel several times. They talking about we don't talk about Bruno, nigga. I don't talk about Kanye, okay? But this is relevant, and it's very relevant. This is the reason why Kanye got booted from the Grammys. Because he was consistently threatening Pete Davidson. It's not because they think he's mentally unstable. It's not because Kanye is being Kanye. Kanye come out in public and say wild shit and do dumb shit. That's what Kanye do. If the MTV Awards still had some balls, they would eat that shit up and be like, come on over, Kanye. We with the shits. The MTV Awards, the Source Awards, we with the shits. We with the shits because we just want the ratings. But the Grammys is just like the Oscars for musicians. You are at work. And they are like, we cannot have this man that's openly threatening somebody do this on our telecast. We cannot risk that. You have proven that you will come on a live broadcast and do some wild shit, even though the first time he did it was him just busting up and saying George Bush doesn't care about black people. And we was with the shits when he did it, but it still was the wrong time, the wrong place to do that too, because nigga, you was at work. But this is the real reason why Kanye is removed from the Grammys is because he has openly been threatening somebody. So here's what needs to happen. First of all, for those of y'all that just came in, I had already mentioned the only reason why they did not remove Will Smith after that is because he was known to be the front runner. It was a very high probability that he would have walked away with the Oscar tonight. And had they took him out and he won and couldn't make his speech, that would have just drawn even more attention to the incident. And the Oscar was just like, fuck it, let it ride. Chris Rock, they did ask Chris Rock if he wanted to press charges. He said no. I think Chris Rock is wrong for that. But you also have that venue can file a civil suit against Will Smith. That the Oscar organization can file suit because you are expected, and I'm sure they sign shit. Everybody had to have a COVID test, this and this and this and that says that you wouldn't do no shit like that. Otherwise, it would be security lined up all around the stage if they figured somebody was going to do some shit like that. And the fact that he wasn't escorted out and was allowed to accept his award was actually a bad look because it sets precedent that people can do that type of shit with no consequence. And because Chris Rock didn't press charges with no consequence. So here's what has to happen. He has to be banned from the Oscars for at least a year. He has to be. He has to be banned from the Oscars and all Oscar-related activity for at least a year. He has to be. You cannot let this slide. You can't let this slide. So that means all these interviews is probably lined up because, you know, they have a thing that's like that. If you win Best Actor, like you're supposed to go to Good Morning America and all these late shows and all this stuff afterward, all your bookings for that have to be dropped. You do not get to celebrate the fact that you won like that. All of that has to be dropped. Next year, where usually the Best Actor will present Best Actress, you cannot do that. You cannot even come in the building. You can't come to none of the Oscar luncheons, dinners, stuff they have, all of these, like inside the actor student, all of this. You have to be done. Anything that's related to the Oscars, you have to be done for a year. You have to be done for a year. Because you can't just let this slide. And I'm sure we'll be hearing, because you do have your peacemakers in the industry. And when Puffy said that, I believe that was genuine. We're going to squash this at the party like family, which for the white people again. I've been talking about nigga moments and everything like this. This is some black people shit. It is. It was like I said, it was a nigga moment. This is some black people shit. Because if it was a white comedian, Will Smith would have never did it. And if he did do it, we would talk about a whole different thing because Will Smith would be canceled right now if it would have been a white comedian. Know this. So there has to be a consequence for it. You cannot get on stage, assault somebody for making a joke, which, by the way, it has been found out. First of all, like I said, Jada is not the A-list celebrity. Will is. So just because you do your little red table talks and go on Instagram and say, I've been suffering from alopecia, everybody did not know that. Most people didn't. Like I said, it wasn't a joke about her medical condition. It was a shaved head joke. That's what it was. He knew she shaved her head. On top of the fact that Chris Rock is a comedian because he's at work, and kudos to him for trying to keep it together and continue to do his job. Oh yeah, this is, and I feel so bad for all of the other winners because their moment was stolen. Like I said earlier, when we ain't even talking about best and worst dressed, it's pitiful. But last thing I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna bring Kanye West up again. And I know everybody in this room and everybody that watched this is not black. So I'm gonna just say I'm speaking to my tribe right now. We as black people gotta quit making like these nigga moments is acceptable because that's hood. And damn right, he should have slapped him because he was talking about his wife. There's a time and place. No. You are held to a higher standard. Like I said earlier in the broadcast, and this seems to be the through line, you are at work. The Oscars ain't nothing but another professional thing that you're doing. Yeah, it's a celebration, it's an award show, but that is used to promote movies, to get higher prices. So it's a whole thing. It's an industry thing. You at work. You need to be held to a higher standard. Ain't nobody say you could have got to the after party and punched him square in his mouth. But you don't do it on national TV and step on everybody else's shit over a joke about your wife being bald-headed. Your wife ain't just get bald-headed. Let's keep it a buck. She been wearing her hair short forever. She ain't just got bald-headed. But what I'm seeing in my timeline and stuff is the people that, and again, I'm bringing it back to Kanye West. We should boycott the Grammys because they said that Kanye couldn't come. Kanye is openly threatening the motherfucker. It has been for months. You can't do that. Freedom of speech, you can act the way you want to act, but there are consequences when you are at that level of stardom and celebrity in your chosen profession. That there are unspoken rules to this shit. No, you cannot come to the Grammys when they may have invited Kim Kardashian and he might be there. She might be there with Peter. Even if you didn't, you openly threatening somebody, my dude. They can't have you do that on their telecast. And if something happened to Pete Davidson, oh, that's gonna get brought into law, and the Grammys is gonna get drug into that shit. Hell no, nigga. Sit your ass at home and make some beats, because you ain't coming up in here. Granted, why I keep saying it's a similar situation. Donda is nominated for how many Oscars? I mean, how many Grammys? He nominated too, but the Grammys was like, I don't give a shit if you win. You ain't doing it on this stage. It's the same thing. So with that being said, what I'm saying is Kim and Karen over in Nebraska that ain't never seen the black people was like, see, I knew it. They all like that. Because Will Smith was the golden boy. See, I knew it. Can't trust a nigga. They all like that. This is what I'm saying. Will Smith fucked it up for everybody. I'm not mad that he slapped Chris Rock. If that's how you felt that your wife was disrespected, handle your business. We in West Philadelphia, born and raised. He a Philly nigga. Philly nigga came out. But Philly nigga came out at the wrong time and at y'all age and at the level of stardom and income you are at. You need to have a better decorum about yourself than that. I ain't saying don't have a nigga moment. I'm saying don't have a nigga moment for the whole world to see you so that they could all be looking at us like, see, eventually they all turn into that. Because that's what's going to happen. They was already, you know, they was too, listen, the Oscar was already too spicy. The Oscar was already too spicy. I seen people talking about some, I don't know why they singing like that, why they singing happy music on the in memorandum. It's because it was a black choir, and that's what we do at black funerals. We celebrate. Yeah, we grieve and we cry, but we celebrate because we consider that a homegoing service. They going back up to be with the Lord. We celebrate. It ain't like they was in there singing Megan Thee Stallion and twerking. They were singing gospel songs. But I knew that was a little too spicy. Oh, we don't talk about Bruno. Let's have Megan Thee Stallion come up with a dress slip so you can see her hoo-ha and start rapping. Yeah, they wasn't gonna like that. They like they black and brown categorized in little balls of Disney movies and shit. I don't know what's gonna happen. Well, first of all, it's mostly black people watching that reboot, and the black people seem to be like, yay, will and gate respect for him. And I was like, see, this the mentality some of y'all are not getting. This ain't the Source Awards. This is not the flea market. This is not 25 or 30-year-old men. This is a grown ass, almost 60-year-old man at an industry event, which was supposed to be his night anyway, because he was going to win an Oscar. When we finally had Oscars that wasn't so white, and it's going right back to being white. And please believe, unless he producing this shit himself, oh, the role's gonna dry up for a little bit. Because white people don't play that shit. And Hollywood don't play that shit. But that's my 2 cents. That's really all I wanted to come out here and talk about that. Like I said, I will be coming back to YouTube proper. I guess I have to figure out all these new settings and stuff because I'm still kind of shook. You can't even see me, but that's all right. So thank you for having me and hearing me back out and checking me out and seeing what I had to say and letting me get that off my chest and keep it greasy. Deuces.